You all right there, big guy?
Yeah, I'm good.
I have been trying to watch a different movie every night
Yeah.
for like the past week or so, and the past couple have been real duds.
What were the past couple?
So I watched A Serious Man 2 nights ago, and
Hmm.
it wasn't like a dud, but when you see like the usual cast and crew on a Coen's movie, you kind of
Yeah.
have an idea of what to expect.
Yeah.
And this movie was so like it wasn't weird in the sense that like weird things happened. It was weird in that like nothing happened.
Mm.
Like it was but it wasn't like slice of life because it just wasn't shot that way. So it would be like if you follow Jason Bourne um like the days leading up to the movies, and
Yeah.
there's no break into what we've already seen. It'd just be like if it was a normal day for Jason Bourne, that's what happens.
Interesting.
And there are like some small like Cohen things, like a lot of like callbacks that you don't really know are callbacks, and like customer or not customers, characters repeating other characters' lines,
Yeah.
and like some like kind of like quasi Lebowski stuff that happens.
Lebowski.
But it's just like it's literally just really about like a guy who's faced with several moral decisions that you think that he makes like the right choice, like morally,
Hmm.
but like nothing happens. Like it's not like he's rewarded in any way. In fact, he's just punished regardless of whether he makes the right decision or not. And so like the question is, he's like a he's everybody in this movie is Jewish, like hardcore Jew. Like one of like the big things is that his son is getting his bat mitzvah,
Yeah.
and like it's all this like leading up to that, and like his wife's like leaving him for like a neighbor who's by all rights not as good as this guy, like as a person or as accomplished, like, and his like tenure is being discussed. So he's like a sort of science professor at the local college. So like he's very smart, he's got money, he's got a family, and like everything's just like kind of falling apart. Like his kids are assholes, and they're like doing some like real goy stuff, and he's like no control over everything, and he has no idea why. So like basically the journey of this movie is that he like seeks advice from people who should know more than he does in certain areas, but nobody seems to want to be able to help him or wants to help him at all.
Mm.
And every time he does get help, like it's either not enough or it's like misguided help. So at first he seeks the advice of rabbis, and they don't really tell him anything except just like basically keep practicing like a blind faith and like hope that it gets you out of whatever. And if it doesn't, then that's just Hashem's whatever he wants. And then like when he's getting like divorce, like the divorce proceedings are going through, and like all this, that, and the other thing, like money stuff, like he sees a lawyer, and the lawyer's like, I don't know, like what you want, like I can help you, but it's like it's expensive, and like your problem is money right now, so like we can't really do this. Like I'll try to help you out as a friend, but at a certain point I gotta draw a line. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's a real strange movie, and the whole time you're like, okay, it's weirdly paced, but it's gonna turn a corner, like it's gonna pick up, something's gonna happen.
Hmm.
And then it like kind of ends.
Mm.
And
Before it really starts.
yeah. And so like I told you on the phone, like like I could probably say like twice or three times in my entire life I've ever had to like look up what a movie was about, because I mean at the end of the day, even if I think that I'm wrong, I can probably piece together something in my own head. I truly had no idea what I just watched. Like it wasn't bad. Like I wasn't mad that I watched it. It was a little boring in some places, but like the dialogue was always good,
Yeah.
and like it always felt like it was building towards something.
Is it what do you excuse me? Is it one you think you would revisit at any point?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to watch it with you and get your take on it,
Oh, babe.
because it really seemed like I must have missed something. Like because it got nominated for a bunch of awards.
You
And
do.
I was,
I remember. I know it's considered like a cult classic,
yeah. Um, but
but I haven't seen it.
yeah, it's a lot of like, I don't know. I think that it's just because like the Coen Brothers that I really like, the movies that they wrote that I really really like are the ones that are kind of spelled out for you.
Yeah,
So like Lebowski, like Llewyn Davis, Buster Scruggs, like those are pretty in your
oh,
face.
Buster Scruggs.
Oh, but this one was like real subtle. It was interesting. Like I'm still kind of thinking about it like 3 or 4 days later, but it wasn't what I wanted or what I expected. Um, and when you get that kind of like last ditch movie selection, like 1 a.m., you're like, I just want a banger, and then like I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to think at 2:30 in the morning. Like, what? Uh,
Well, there's your first mistake.
yeah, right.